Hi everyone, welcome to Gig Harbor, Washington, where the anchor all began. We are standing here in front of a net shed, and for those of you who don't know what a net shed is, our town is an old fishing community, and back in the day, the fishermen would come off the water and bring their boats in and bring their nets into these net sheds to be repaired and get equipped and just get a little rest off the water. So we thought, what a great analogy for the anchor where it first began is this place where women of all ages can come to gather and be together and be restored and be encouraged. So this month we are going to share an anchor moment with you. And an anchor moment is a time in your life when your faith has really been grounded and you've seen God at work for real. And we are thrilled that we are going to be able to share with you stories from women of all kinds of backgrounds and all ages, and our hope and prayer is that you would be encouraged.
Hi, I'm Berta Brynestad, and I am here to talk to you a little bit about myself and how I got involved with Anchor and how I came to the Lord. I want to thank Katie, my good friend, who I've known for a really long time, for inviting me to do this today. Hopefully you'll learn something or something will inspire you. This was a message the Lord gave just to me, and so I'm thankful if someone could learn from it. I was raised in a big Catholic family. My dad was in the Army, so we traveled all over, and when I was in late elementary school, we landed in Tacoma, and I started going to school in Tacoma, and then when I got to high school, I was a sophomore in high school, and my dad died suddenly, and home was chaos, and so I just clung to my friends. And luckily for me, my friends were going to Young Life, and they were followers of Jesus, and I thought, gosh, I got to know about that, because I knew how to be a fan of God. I knew who God was, but he wasn't really my friend. And so I started going to Young Life, but my mom did not want me to go. And so I had to sneak out of the house when I was in high school. That was probably the worst thing I did in high school. One time I told her I was going to a friend's cabin for the weekend, and I went to Young Life Camp where I heard more about the Lord, and he was just calling me to him. And so that's kind of how my little life started with the Lord. And I got to college and got into a Bible study. That's where I met Katie. I was a Young Life leader, and Katie was one of my Young Life kids. And then I met Bart, my husband. We had actually gone to high school together, but we didn't date until we got to college. And he came from this wonderful Christian family, and his mom was just like this awesome Christian woman that we all wanted to be around. And so I was chugging along in college and dating Bart, and we ended up getting married. We've been married for 36 years now, and I've learned a lot about boats over those 36 years. And we've had big boats and little boats, and his favorite boat was a log he tied a motor to, and he just is into it. But I've had to learn all the terms and all the things you have to do when you're boating. And so the Lord gave me this message for you and for me about anchoring versus tying to a dock. And I really like to tie up to docks. I like security. I like to see. I like to know what's going on. And anchoring seems scary to me. You throw this big thing down and it's underwater and you can't see it, but it's there. And so over the years, I've kind of docked myself to a few things. Bart, my friends, money, health, possessions, my home. Those are the things I like to give me safety. If I'm having a hard time, I'll pick up the phone and call a friend. But the Lord's calling me to anchor to him. And when the storms come, those things that I dock to are not useful. And the storms did come for me. So when I was 48, my son Jens, he was 17 at the time, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And off we zipped up to Children's Hospital and spent 8 days there with him as he had major surgery, and we waited to find out if it was cancer or not. While he was in the hospital, I got a call from my doctor saying, hey, that mammogram you had last week didn't go so great. You have breast cancer. You need to have surgery right away. And I think at the time I said, no, I can't. But I eventually did, and And then Jen's and I were at home recovering together from our 2 little surgeries, and my brother passed away from melanoma at 52. So the storm just kept coming. And so my brother passed away, and then within a month, my dear Rosemary, my mother-in-law, was diagnosed with advanced ovarian cancer. And I thought, how could this storm get any worse? But the anchor held. And those years of reading my Bible and praying with others and going to church and listening to worship music, those were the things that had anchored me so that I could be ready for that storm when it came. There's all kinds of storms that people have in their life, and some are small and some seem endless, and you don't know how you're going to get through it. But through that time, I had a verse that the Lord gave me, and I really like the Gospels, but this one was from Isaiah, and I hadn't really read Isaiah, but I don't remember who gave me the verse, and so I wanted to read it to you because it means so much to me. It's from Isaiah 41, verses 10 through 13, and I kind of substitute some words in, so bear with me. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. All who rage against you, Cancer, will surely be ashamed and disgraced. Those who oppose you will be as nothing and perish. Though you search for your enemies, Cancer, you will not find them. Those who wage war against you will be as nothing at all. For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says, do not fear, I will help you. So that's just been my thing. When Jens was in the hospital, I had a lanyard I would wear, and I had it upside down. So you could see my name in the front, but when I started to get afraid, I'd flip it over and read this over and over and over until it was deep. And I was anchored to it because the Lord was telling me I didn't have to be afraid. So life has been good, but I have been in the midst of a storm the last 2 years. My sister, Sue, she has never married and doesn't have children, and so she's been part of our family. My kids are her kids, and she's been battling breast cancer the last 2 years, so we've been to every appointment, every visit, sitting with her, and right during all the COVID stuff, she had to go to the hospital, and she ended up passing away 2 weeks ago today. And the word I have for you, though, is the anchor still holds. The Lord is still holding me, and I am not going to perish. He's still faithful. He still promises to hold my hand. And when I tell someone that, oh, God will be there for you, I want to know how. Like, I'm a practical person. You know, like, what do I do? And so I just wanted to tell you a couple of practical things. One is read your Bible. There's going to be things in there that jump out to you. They would never jump out to me, but they're for you. The Lord has things just for you. Stay in fellowship. Being with Katie all these years and going to the anchor and, you know, just staying connected is a way to stay anchored. Reach out to people of faith, people you admire. And then also just worship and listening to worship music or going outside in this gorgeous weather and just listening to what the Lord has to say. So that's my anchor moment, and I just hope it encourages you and helps you to stay anchored. And if you want to know more, you can ask me or you can ask Katie or any of the anchor team.